The abstract of bankruptcy and credit counselling in Malaysia. The issue of bankruptcy cases among Malaysians is increasing day by day. Regarding that statement, the objective of this research will be the factors that affecting bankruptcies and the importance of credit counselling in Malaysia. The method used is a quantitative study using probability sampling method, and the data that will be retrieved from Malaysian Department of Insolvency (MDI). Bankruptcies play a role in solving financial problems during difficult times. This is because the individual tends to claim for self-bankruptcy when they face financial problems. The main reason for all these claims is because the Malaysians are not knowledgeable in managing their debt. It is not compulsory to learn their debt management knowledge, but in this research, we will see that bankruptcies happen because of the bad management by the individual itself. The study will show that Malaysia has agencies that will give credit counselling to those affected and the chance for them in gaining the credit management knowledge to decrease the number of bankruptcy occurred in Malaysia. This intervention is aimed at providing assistance to the Malaysian who are affecting bankruptcies by way of budget advice, restructuring their payments, negotiating with credit providers on their behalf, and monitoring their payments while providing aftercare services. Therefore, this study was conducted out to determine the factors that affected bankruptcy and to give awareness on importance of credit counselling in Malaysia.
So I'm going to talk about the introduction of the study. From the table here we can see the increasing in 2016, making this year the highest number of cases for 5 consecutive years. The decline occurred in the following year, but was still in a worrying state as it was not a significant decline. At the moment, the credit counselling plays its role in controlling bankruptcy rates from continuing to rise. That's why the objective of this study are to identify the factors that cause bankruptcy to occur and the role of credit counselling in controlling the rate of bankruptcy.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'll be presenting about the literature review of bankruptcies and credit counselling in Malaysia. Bankruptcy came from the Latin word which are bench and break. It's expressed as a broken bench as the debtors are unable to repay the debt amount. According to the Bankruptcies Act 1967 in Malaysia, individual who has been declared as bankruptcies need to give up all of the assets and belongings. One of the factors that influence the personal bankruptcies are causing by overspending and also acquiring luxury items. This occurred when people are unable to control their spending behavior. Next, the most influence of credit card purchasing behavior is an uncontrollable attitude in spending among college students. They tend to become a big spender in early ages, which may lead them to bankruptcies without their consent. Higher financial commitment than income is the starting point of the debt accumulation. The debt accumulated faster than their earning incomes. People with higher income will borrow more, while those who with lower income will face more debt problem. In the past 50 years, credit counseling has been a place to seek assistance for many people who has excessive debt burdens. Credit counseling is important because they provide personalized advice on an individual borrower for specific circumstances and either conducted in one-on-one in-person sessions or over the telephones.
Okay, now we are going to talk about the research methodology. The information of the research of this issue were gathered mainly from internet search, where we take websites, articles, survey data, case study, and etc. The method used that we found in this research is a quantitative study using probability sampling method. The respondents are Malaysians from the year of 2015 to 2019. Okay, so there will be 6 tables that we will show. Table 1 until 5 will show the demographic characteristics that affecting bankruptcy, and Table 6 will show the data from credit counseling and debt management agency, or known as AKPK. Here you can see the demographic characteristics, which consists of age, gender, race, job, and the most important is factors, as it is in line with our objective of the research. Next, I'm going to talk about the findings from this research. There are a lot of findings that we can find after conducting this research, especially from the 6 table we mentioned just now. Okay, let's go through one by one. The first one is age. As you can see here, the age that have been bold is the highest with 35.23%, where it came from between the age of 34 to 44 years old. Okay, during this period, individual has started employment, marriage, undertaking business, or starting families, which means he or she will face greater commitment in life. There are also psychology effects from family pressures or social expectations that they cannot handle, which cause them to give up. The second one is gender. The table here shows that bankruptcy tend to happen towards men with 69.91%. There is some reason that we can come up with, such as usually men have more obligations than women, as they will be the head of the family. For example, providing shelter, food, clothes, and many more is necessary for the men to be able to provide for their family.
Next, for the third table, here we can see the Malay race has the highest percentage with 56.08%. This is because the Malay people usually have lack interest in gaining knowledge about financial management. On table number 4, here we can see that people who works in the private sector has the highest percentage of bankruptcy with 40.71%. This is because everything about their job is depending on the performance of the company. For the last table, which is table number 5, about the factor with the highest percentage of bankruptcies is the people who took personal loans, with the percentage of 32.07%. This is because they usually took out the loan to build an emergency fund to cover their unexpected expenses. About this table, it shows about the amount of people who are aware with the AKPK. And as you can see here, the amount of people who are aware with it are not that much. Because of that, I would like to make some suggestion for the government so that more people in Malaysia will have more awareness about the AKPK. Firstly, for the older generation, I would like to suggest the government use the media prima channel such as TV3, TV2 and etc. To make a show or an advertisement about AKPK, because the older generation tend to gain more information from the television. Meanwhile, for the younger generation, I would like to suggest to spread more information about AKPK through social medias such as Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I would like to continue with our conclusion. Okay, let's go. So I would like to start with my conclusion. Okay, for conclusion, from 2016 to 2019, the number of people declaring bankruptcy is increasing in Malaysia. So this analysis will conduct out to determine the factor that affect bankruptcy and the importance of credit counselling in Malaysia bankruptcy case. According to the main findings, personal loans, vehicle loans, and housing loan has a statistically significant relationship with factors affecting bankruptcy. Okay, next I would like to share about AKPK. What is AKPK? AKPK is a credit counselling management agency at Malaysia. So what is AKPK do in Malaysia? AKPK do such as treat a counseling case, provide a financial education for our citizen. So for our analysis, average numbers of counseling case in 2019 was about 14,000 a month. As end of 2019, the total number of counseling case treated was nearly 1 million. In 2019, AKPK provide a financial education service to nearly 700,000 adult consumers. AKPK helps struggling borrowers regain control of their debts by working with counselor to create a personalized debt recovery plans. AKPK is very helpful to make our financial management better and helps us to controlling our debt and to avoid bankruptcy. So that's it. Thank you.